What if the principles that govern our universe are not as constant as we believe them to be? It's a puzzling thought, isn't it? But before we delve into it, let's first attempt to understand the concept of abstraction, a key player in this philosophical debate. Abstraction, in its ontological sense, refers to the act of isolating a complex system as a variable, a singular part, within a broader, more unpredictable system. The term variable is intriguing in its duality. On one hand, a variable as a noun is a distinct element, independent from the system that encompasses it. Yet, on the other hand, variable as an adjective implies inconsistency, changeability, and lack of reliability. It's an odd contrast, isn't it? An entity meant to be distinct and separate is also defined as fluctuating and changeable. Now, our everyday experiences don't necessarily align with this abstract logic. Take, for instance, classical mechanics, which agrees with our sensory perception that a result precedes its movements. A ball, the result moves in a certain direction, the movement. Without the ball, there's no direction. This principle extends beyond, suggesting that while there are infinite potential components, only a definite amount of information can be disclosed through a specific conception. Within that conception, which defines an ever-changing unknown flux, is a finite, determinable set of objects. These objects, however, are not fixed. They morph, they disappear, they re-emerge, and their transformation is unpredictable. So why does this happen? Classical mechanics operates on the notion that if we know an object's current state, we can predict its past and future movements. But it lacks the qualitative value of whether events ought to or ought not to occur at any given moment. The reason why an event happens ultimately determines whether it happens or not. All potential future events have an equal chance of happening, but that doesn't mean they will occur in the way they do. The kind of event that will occur is determined by the qualitative value of differentiating between good or bad outcomes, measures that are relative to an observer. In conclusion, the occurrence of an event for the observer is not purely quantitative. It is clear that a number of given events will happen to any number of given observers. But the type or kind of events that will happen to what kind of observers? That's a question tied to the observer's ethical principle, suggesting that there is always a good or bad kind of outcome. So we circle back to our initial question. Are the principles that govern our universe truly constant? Or are they, in fact, as variable and unpredictable as the abstractions we've explored today? Perhaps the complexity and unpredictability of universal principles are not a problem, but an invitation to delve deeper into the philosophical mysteries of our universe.